Okay, so here we go. So just starting off about the Learning Leader webinar, just gonna give you a quick little agenda for today. So and again, the agenda for today, I'm just gonna give you a little information about the Learning Leader information and the guidelines, as well as give you a kind of a step-by-step process on how to complete the actual Learning Leader. Give you a quick little demo of the system on how to log in, enroll in the learning plan, as well as complete the courses, and last but not least, complete the learning plan itself and receive that certification. And at the end of this quick little webinar, I will open it up for some question and answer that you guys might have. So and again, just kind of continuing on with the presentation. Basically, just a question many of you probably have is, what is a learning leader? So we believe here at the Institute, a learning leader is an influential person who promotes a learning culture within their stores. We also believe that they understand the role of learning, how to create a training program within their stores, and how it benefits and how they can benefit from the Institute programs. So with that being said, the learning leader, we created 6 courses that will encompass this learning leader certification. And kind of going into those specific guidelines of a learning leader and how to actually become a learning leader in your store, we believe here at the Institute that a learning leader should be in a supervisor or managerial role. That each store should have at least, in a sense, one learning leader at that position, at that managerial and supervisor role. That learning leader also should complete at least 6 required courses that we've kind of, in a sense, put together in a learning plan. These courses, again, I'll go in a little more depth in regards to these courses, but encompass some of this information about the training system itself, some information about IGA, and last but not least, about the role as a managerial and supervisor role right there. Again, this Learning Leader certification, once completed with this entire learning plan, it's valid for 3 years. So upon completion, you don't need to complete it again for another 3 years from that end completion date of that actual learning plan. And again, this Learning Leader, you guys are probably familiar and you've seen many emails and information about this, is a requirement for the 5-Star for the Institute, and the deadline again for this is November 30th of this year. So that's kind of a little information on actually how to become a learning leader and some of the guidelines as well too in regards to this. And as I kind of mentioned before, the 6 online courses, we kind of broke them down into kind of 3 general groups. As you can see, these first 2 courses right there is about the training system. So and again, the Getting Started Students is a quick little 45-minute course, and I guess quick is an understatement, but a quick course that talks about the role as a student, how to take courses, how to check your own records, your training history, and how to navigate those courses. Because again, a lot of these students, when they first entered the training system, are kind of confused, so it kind of walks them through that whole entire process. That second course, Getting Started Administrators, and again, some of you might have already taken this course, but talks about the role as an administrator in the training system. Goes through the process on how to register new users, how to run reports, and how to manage your training system as a whole. So again, those 2 courses are about the training system. Our third course is actually a Welcome to IGA course, which we've actually updated this past year. Talks about the aspects of the IGA program, some of the programs that we're currently offering as well too through the IGA Hometown Pride information in there as well too. Last but not least, we've developed 3 videos that we've worked with our president and here at the Institute, Paulo Gelzer, has developed these 3 courses: Strategies to Improve Retention, kind of self-explanatory there, the learning process, and as well as training formats. And we believe that these 3 courses kind of represent the learning leader aspect and how you should, as a manager and a supervisor, become a certified learning leader. So again, these 3 videos, and again, right here, the durations next to each one of these kind of represent a learning leader at this store. And again, this total duration of all these courses is about less than 3 hours to complete. So just to kind of give you a little frame of reference right there. While completing these courses, we recommend that you use your own personal account. And I know, and I'll kind of go into this a little in depth during the demo, but so there's, in a sense, there's two online training roles that you could possibly have. You can have an administrator account as well as an own personal account. The administrator account you would use to register new users, to run reports, in a sense manage that training system. You would also have your own personal account you would use to complete the courses, and you would receive a certificate with that name. So when completing this Learning Leader certification, we highly recommend to use your own personal account when completing these courses. So that kind of explains a little in regards to that. So moving now into kind of the step-by-step process and on how to actually become a learning leader. First, we recommend all students and all managers or supervisors, when they enter our training system, just to access our institute site, www.igainstitute.com. And it's as simple as logging in with your username and password. And again, down below, this quick links right here, you'll see that access to that log-on training right there. Once you click on that button, you then prompt you to this login page. So again, it's as simple. Once you have your username and password, typing in your password right there and clicking in the sign in button right down below. Again, once you continue on, you then prompted to this page right here. And again, this page is your dashboard page, which goes over and contains information about your user profile, your courses, learning plans, as well as your course catalog. And you'll see at the top of this page is the 2016 IGA course catalog, which then again has that IGA Learning Leader certification that's highlighted right there. So once you log into this training page, you'll just click on that Enroll button right there in order to enroll in the actual Learning Leader certification. So once you click the Enroll button, you'll be then prompted to the next page right here, Step 4, Subscribe into the plan. So, and again, which I kind of mentioned earlier in this presentation, the guidelines that I kind of talked about before just kind of recertifies that, as well as talks about the courses itself. So those are the 6 courses, again, to become an IGA Learning Leader. And it's as simple as clicking that subscribe button to continue on, and you'll then be prompted to each one of these courses. So here is where you would click in each on one of these courses and complete these courses. So, and again, these courses, the durations are posted, I kind of mentioned before. Once you complete each one of these courses, you'll then be prompted to this page, in a sense, where you'll be checked off on, so for example, getting started students. If there's a green arrow right there, that means you've completed it, and so forth and so on through all 6 courses. And again, just to show as well too, there's that 100% on the top left-hand corner. And again, before, when you first started, you'll see right here it's 0%. The next page, once you complete all the information right there, it would be the 100%. So, and again, once you completed all that information, you'll see on the top right-hand corner, I just kind of circled right there, there's a download copy of certificate. So this is also a certificate as well too to show that you've completed that online training. So moving on into the demo real quick. So I'm going to just kind of continue on and show you how to access that demo. So let me just get out of here. Just kind of log in. It's kind of what I mentioned before, to log in through the training system. So, and again, IGAinstitute.com, that you guys are pretty familiar with, to log into the online training. There's actual 2 ways. When I kind of mentioned before, there's that online training login section right there that I kind of just circled, as well as a login page right here that you can also log into the training system. If you do not have a access to the training system as of right now and would like either an administrator account or own personal account, I recommend clicking this button right here, called Register Administrators. This button right here, and just kind of show you real quick before I get into the system, you just fill out this form with your information as need be. So store information and your own personal information into the system and click register. We'll receive that email notification saying that you've registered for the administrator position, and then we would, in a sense, send you an email with administrator access as well as your own personal access into the system itself. So it's simple as that. So going back into the home page of our training system, clicking onto the online training login, you then, again, just kind of what I mentioned before in those steps, prompted to this screen, you would type in your username and password right here. And again, if you're having any problems logging in, we have a little video right here that kind of talks about the process on logging in, as well as a contact us section right here that if you have any problems with password help, username help, or any stuff like that, we can help you right there by clicking that contact us form. So then again, once you type in your username and password, you click the sign in button. Wait a second for this to load. And again, as I mentioned before, you're prompted to your portal page for the online training. I mentioned before, your user profile, learning plans, courses, and all that information is readily available for you, as well as additional catalogs you'll see down below if you wish to log into those courses. But for this webinar itself, we're interested in the IGA Learning Leader certification. And again, it's right here, IGA Learning Leader certification. It's simple as clicking this Enroll button. And right here is the guidelines that I mentioned before, as well as if you're interested in more details, we have a website as well too that we created about this program as well too, where you could click about information right here. Here is, again, I mentioned some of those courses names right here, as well as details if you want details on each course as well here. But for the sake of time, I'm just going to continue and click subscribe right here. And again, once you subscribe into this learning plan, it should prompt you. While it's loading for a second. Or 2 seconds. Or 3. Again. Oh, that's not good. Anyways, continuing, eventually it enrolled me into this Learning Leader certification. So as you see right here, what I kind of mentioned before, again, repeating, again, the guidelines right there. And again, 0% right here, so showing that I have yet to complete anything. Once you complete this learning plan, a certificate will be, as I kind of highlighted up here, will be made available to yourself right here. And in continuing to log into the courses, as simple as clicking this play button right here to start continuing into these courses. It'll prompt you to the first course. In order to start the first course, you would then, in a sense, click this course to begin, and as well as once you're done completing the learning content portion of this course, you would then complete a quick little test to complete, in a sense, this course and the learning this part of the learning plan itself. So going back to your dashboard page or your page right there, you'll see that now that I'm enrolled into that learning plan, it will always prompt up at the top left-hand corner right here, or top right-hand corner of your page right here. So if you need to go back to your learning plan and take the next course, you just click that play button, and you could go on, continue on to all courses right there. So that's just some information on the Learning Leader certification process, and in a sense how to enroll, take the courses, and complete the training itself. So that was a kind of a fast little kind of procedures on how to do that. And now I'm going to kind of open up the mics and see if you guys have any questions, concerns, or kind of get your information on this process. So again, the mics are open, so any questions or information or anything you have about the Learning Leader procedural process, or how to enroll, how to access the training, or how to register for your information in order to complete it. Nothing? Anyone?
If we have 5 stores, how do we have to have? Can I be? I mean, I'm the administrator, so as long as I have the certificate, is that enough? Or
It would
do
be
we have to have?
Each store would need their own Learning Leader.
Okay, and they have to have the administrator part done there that I saw, because it said students, administrators.
Correct. Those are the part of the 6 courses.
Yes.
Just go back. Correct. Yeah, they would need a Learning Leader at each store, so they would need to complete each one of these courses: a student course, administrator course, and so forth and so on. Correct. So each one of your 5 stores should also have an administrator at each one of those stores as well too.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure, no problem.